All right, guys, we are on our way to Rome. We got about 70 kilometers and the rain is a-coming. I was gonna go up a little bit, but I don't want to get stuck in the rain with all of that. So we're just gonna head directly to Rome. Hopefully we can find a place because it is the weekend. But let's just have a ride along this coastal highway. There is a chance we might go up a little bit, but I can make that decision in 20 kilometers, a couple of hours, maybe less than a couple of hours, and then we can make that choice. Rainy ride today. We have gotten to the Caldera Lake, Lago di Bracciano. We're gonna ride into the town here, just settle in for a little while. I don't have a lot of plans, but I don't know, it's been raining and I've been going uphill, and it might be nice to just sit down and have a coffee. We don't have a lot like planned, just to get to Rome, and it's not that far away. So we're by this lake. It's pretty nice. I have a small window here of a few hours before the rain comes back. About 37 kilometers to Rome. Heavy traffic, steep hills is what Google says. Offline map doesn't indicate too steep hills, so I don't know about that, but the heavy traffic makes me a little nervous. I've been told that Rome is really, really heavy traffic, and hopefully the road quality and stuff, I don't know, we'll find out. Annie just sent me a message. She's like, they also have lots of thieves. So I'm just gonna have to have my wits about me and rock this thing out. I don't know what these Google Map directions are telling me, but I don't think they're right. Holy moly. I'm busting ass here. I just did about 10 kilometers. 25 more to go to get to Rome, to the hotel that I ended up booking. By the way, it's crazy expensive in Rome. We're talking like $1,000 a night hotels. I found one for 200 bucks. That's way, way over budget. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. It's the weekend and I didn't think ahead enough. I typically just like to figure it out when I get there. Anyways, this road, it's horrible quality. You have some good spots, but it's not even, and there's potholes like crazy. I thought Detroit had bad roads. These are pretty bad. We still got a little bit of ways to go. Nothing I can do about it, but it's really nerve-wracking. Luckily, there's not a lot of big semis on this road, but there are a lot of like little Italian jobs that are shoo. I don't know how they can go that fast on this road. It's all broken up. You're going to destroy your suspension. I have a loose bolt on my rear fender that keeps coming loose. If I had some, you know, Loctite, I'd put it on there, but I'm going to tear this whole trike down as soon as I get to the you know, the end of the line, and I got to break it down for the airport. So I'm like, I'm I'm just listening, because every time it goes over roads like this, it ends up vibrating loose. Okay, that's it. Hello. Well, I think we're in Rome, like Rome proper, I think. We're 11 kilometers until I get to the hotel. I've been on some pretty crazy roads. This one is certainly, the route here was certainly one of the more hectic ones, but not the worst. I think Vietnam or some places in China were a bit crazy. My phone is you know, telling me the directions of Google Maps, and the road that we're on, this path, is a really long Italian name. Hello. A lot of happy people. It's nice to be on a bike path though. That's really nice. Here we go. It'll tell us to cross the street. It'll say the funny words.
In 200 meters, slide left to stay on Parco Lineare Ciclo Pedonale Monte Chochi Monte Mario.
is really trying to say those words clearly. It's very funny. We're basically riding adjacent to the subway, and these aren't always the best roads, but this isn't bad. All right, but now we're getting off the path, and we're gonna have to get back in the main streets of Rome. Let's see here. I think that's the Vatican, like straight ahead. Yep, the walls of the Vatican. Bless you. This ain't so bad. Asia's a lot crazier than this. Getting here was a little bit of a frustrating thing, but once I'm here, you know, busy streets sometimes can be good for me because people are really slow and really aware. All right, we're gonna do a little sightseeing before we go to the hotel. We're gonna take a look at the Parthenon first. Gonna grab a picture of the trike in front of the Parthenon. I don't know exactly what I expected, but I didn't expect it to be so central. It's not fenced off. It's like the whole city's built around this relic. Coffee shops, gelato shops, restaurants, construction, and then some like ancient piece of Roman architecture. Pretty crazy. All right, next thing we're doing is we're going to the Colosseum. I think the Colosseum was the one big thing in Rome that I wanted to see. Like figuratively and literally big thing. So let's go take a look at that. Could you imagine the size and scope of this place in Roman times? Holy cow. This place would have been, I mean, I've been to Angkor Wat, I've been to a lot of like ancient structures. These ones are epic. It's okay, go ahead. Oh, chaos. You basically just have to weave around in these big circles. You just gotta roll the dice. There must be a military parade or something that either is coming up this weekend or just missed. There's a Colosseum straight in front of us. I feel like the whole downtown is like an archaeological dig morphed with a modern-ish city. Maybe not too modern, but I mean, we're not talking about Shanghai, but it is pretty wild to see how everything is nested together. I mean, nobody was like, hey, Rome, let's just leave it. It was like, hey, let's adapt whatever remains and build around it, around the rest. This is kind of a surreal view, huh? This is kind of a surreal view. My mic keeps pulling out, so my audio is total dog shit just now. I would imagine that is pretty cool. Not that I never thought I'd get it to Rome, but it is very cool to have the trike in front of the Colosseum, the actual Roman Colosseum. It's big. This is Rome so far has been bigger than I had expected. Like the structures here. I mean, I've seen a bunch of underwhelming stuff, but this is sort of like the opposite, which is cool. I like to be a little overwhelmed. And again, I can't help but think about like the gladiators, the animals, the prisoners that were ritually murdered inside those walls for the entertainment of the masses that lived here. And now, how many people would go to jail if somebody tried to orchestrate animals brutally fighting and ended up tearing apart some prisoners? How many health code violations, how many egregious laws would be more than broken? It would be a tragedy, a Roman tragedy. It would just be nuts. And that's what's standing behind me, and it's just epic. It's really big. I mean, you can't get the scale unless you can kind of identify somebody in the Colosseum. Jeez Louise, pretty amazing. At least on the exterior, everything is accessible. Like, you can just ride a trike around the whole Colosseum, which is kind of wild. I really want to go into this building, but I'm not leaving the trike outside while I explore the inside of any of these structures. I'm just gonna have to appreciate the outside. So let's head to the hotel and decompress a little bit. This is the gate of Constantine, or the Constantine's gate right here. It'd be a lot cooler if there wasn't a fence around it. Like, I'd like to put the trike right underneath there. That would be super cool. Looks really nice though. That'd be pretty good. Look at the Colosseum and the arch. That is pretty cool. I gotta take a picture of that. You could spend a very long time here in Rome if you just wanted to explore. I mean, everything, even like just this little walkway on the sidewalk leaving the Colosseum. I mean, what's the story behind this thing? I'm really happy I had the TiFLYX. It's handling the craziness of these old ancient roads and potholes. I don't know, my Scorpion would have stayed in one piece. That's not a knock on the Scorpion. It's just testament to the robustness of this trike. It's a monster. I mean, I'm running over some crazy shit. Okay, well, we're in a really nice hotel in Rome, and I've just cleaned up. I feel like in this trip, I ate a lot of bread, but I also rode a lot of ups and downs. So I think that I'm at the lowest weight I've been in a while. I don't have a scale, but I think I'm probably under 100 kilos easy. There was a few people that had gone to Rome and said it was nuts, and that I was a little nervous of the traffic. The road here was not ideal in many ways, but it wasn't as scary as I had initially thought. And you know what is so funny? It's always tends to be that way, right? It always tends to be less than what you anticipate. I guess that's a good thing. It would be better to feel like prepare for the worst and be happy with something a little less than. But yeah, we went up to the caldera where there was that big lake, and that was not in my plan. I was going to take the low road. We ended up taking the high road. Then we kind of came over, and yeah, a bunch of things transpired that I didn't think. Very cool. And we rode through Rome, which was pretty neat. So this is the last few days of this Italy tour. Well, Italy and Corsica and Sardinia. I wonder if Sardinia has the same feelings against Italy that Corsica does against France. that it's not really part of it. I think maybe Sardinia has a little bit more allegiance with Italy than Corsica has with France. But interesting rides all the way around. This hotel was only for 1 day. We're going to move to another hotel for the next 2 days. Then we have a long flight back to Portland. Things are going to be moving along, and so it was kind of interesting to ride the Rome. We're in Rome. When in Rome, do whatever you want. All right, let's get some food. All right, guys, we are enjoying a fine Italian dinner in Rome. I sent the menu to Annie, and she picked out what we were going to eat. We're going to have a wonderful selection of salamis and cheeses. Then we are going to get a steak, and it should be good. And we're going to get some artichokes, fried artichokes, and potatoes. It's going to be good. Yeah, sometimes I come to these places, I'll take a picture of the menu and I'll send it to Annie, and I'll be like, what should I get? This is a mirror, by the way. It looks really big, but the room is not as big as it looks. It's a nice background. Asian feeling, right? I think this camera is going to have a serious cleaning when I get back home. This lens is a total mess. Oh.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Holy moly, Annie. I think Annie chose me like a family platter of charcuterie. Charcuterie? Now that I've been to Parma, I can appreciate Parmesan that much more. I can enjoy a lot of these cheeses and the meats a lot more. Although olives, it would have been interesting to learn a little bit more about olive trees and farming. But I only have so much time. Oh, that's a good olive. Holy moly. All right, 250 grams of steak coming up next, medium rare. It certainly isn't that big Angus style steak that you might appreciate in America. There's a tendon or something that's going through the meat that is really spoiling it. Costco does a much better job in America. I think this is just a bad piece of steak, actually. This is an artichoke that is kind of interesting. I like artichoke. Artichoke with butter, it's very tasty. And this is quite tasty. The fried artichoke here is the big surprise, I think. It's really good. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you think of Rome. Where should I go? I ask that question knowing by the time you watch this I will be long gone from Rome. Tell me what I missed.